The fifth client termination notice glowed ominously on my computer screen when Clara appeared in my office doorway. "Another one?" she asked, her usually steady voice catching as she eyed the untouched coffee on my desk. I nodded, tracing the embossed logo of Summit Solutions on the rejection letter. "My baby brother's company, again. Victor Hale's team just signed with Marcus. That's 80% of our major accounts gone since January." Clara's knuckles whitened around the doorframe. "The Tours account scheduled their exit meeting tomorrow morning." The words tasted like burnt toast. "Our last remaining anchor client, the $2.8 million Defense Department contract that had built our reputation, now drifting into Marcus's waiting arms." The intercom buzzed. "Line 2 for you, Miss Chen. It's your brother." Clara moved to disconnect the call, but I waved her off. Marcus's smug voice filled the room before I could hit speakerphone. "Morning, big sis. Hear Victor's team enjoyed our breakfast presentation. Shame about their security deposit." I stared at the family photo on my desk. Mom between two gangly teenagers at her prized rose garden. "Did you call just to gloat? Consider it a professional courtesy." Paper rustled through the line. "Since you'll be vacating the downtown office by quarter's end, I'll need access to Mom's house keys. The Historical Society wants to tour the property before demolition." My pen snapped. Ink bled across the quarterly reports. "You can't sell that house. Your delinquent tax notices say otherwise." His tone shifted, the fake concern dripping like syrup. "Look, Alex, let's stop pretending. Email me your client list, and I'll make the transition painless." 10 cents on the dollar's generous for a sinking ship. Through the glass walls, I watched my remaining staff huddle around computer screens. Clara met my gaze, fingers hovering over the speed dial we'd programmed months ago. "Give me until noon," I stalled, opening the locked drawer where Mom's antique flash drive glinted beside her pearl necklace. "Tick-tock," Marcus sang before the line died. Clara materialized at my shoulder with 2 steaming mugs. "The certification documents? All digitized." I rotated the flash drive between trembling fingers. Every forged signature, every altered inspection date. Marcus didn't just steal clients, he sold them a time bomb. Her manicured nail tapped the phone's receiver. "Victor Hale's expecting your call at 9 sharp. Should I?" The morning sun caught Mom's smile in the framed photo as I stood, straightening my blazer. Let's give the FBI a head start. By 8:45 a.m., the conference room smelled of fresh coffee and impending reckoning. Clara arranged binders with military precision while news helicopters circled a downtown high-rise 17 blocks east. Victor Hale arrived early, his crisp uniform at odds with the panic tightening his jaw. "This better not be a Hail Mary play, Evelyn." I slid the first folder across polished mahogany. "Your new cybersecurity provider failed their last 6 compliance checks. These," I tapped the damning pages, "are Summit's fabricated certificates." His tan face paled as I walked him through the evidence chain. Intercepted emails between Marcus and a hacker collective, timestamps matching his client poaching spree, financial trails leading to offshore accounts. The TV above us flickered to life as Clara unmuted the volume. FBI agents entering Summit Solutions headquarters. The camera zoomed on Marcus being escorted past swarming reporters, his $3,000 suit rumpled, face frozen in perfect disbelief. Victor's coffee cup hit the saucer with a clatter. "Those contracts service 3 military bases. If Summit's credentials are fake, your liability could reach 8 figures." I placed Mom's flash drive beside his trembling hand. "But Chin Consulting still maintains valid certifications. We can have your system secured by Friday." His relieved exhale fogged the conference table glass. "Draft the reinstatement paperwork. And Evelyn?" He paused in the doorway, watching the news footage of federal agents loading evidence trucks. "Your mother would be proud." The office phones erupted in synchronized symphony as I retreated to my sanctum. Clara followed, balancing 3 ringing mobiles. "NextGen Industries wants an emergency audit. The Washington Post needs a statement," and she bit her lip. "Marcus has called 14 times from a blocked number." I sank into Mom's old leather chair, its familiar creaks whispering courage. "Put him through." "Alex, what the hell did you do?" Marcus's screen distorted the speaker. "They're talking about wire fraud, RICO charges. You have to fix this." Outside my window, the news chopper spotlight illuminated Mom's rose garden mural across our building's facade. "You rigged the game, Marcus. Now you lose. This is family. You can't." "Family doesn't poison the soil their roots share." I hung up as Clara entered with 2 federal agents, their badges catching the morning light. "Agent Grant needs the original files," she murmured, eyeing the flash drive I still clutched. The plastic felt heavier than expected. Mom's final gift before the cancer stole her. Not just storage, but salvation. Tell her everything's labeled, even the hidden partition. As they left, my email pinged with Victor's signed contract. Through the blinds, I watched junior staff high-five while transferring Summit's client files back to our servers. Clara reappeared with a fresh orchid for Mom's photo. The Historical Preservation Society called. They want to discuss converting your mother's house into a community center. I traced Mom's painted smile, her eyes forever twinkling with secrets. Schedule the meeting. And Clara? She paused, hand on the doorknob. Order more coffee? This might take all night. The intercom buzzed with unusual urgency as I sorted through witness prep documents. Clara's voice carried through the speaker with uncharacteristic tension. Mr. Black from Pinnacle's legal team is here. Should I? Send him in. I straightened the framed Preservation Society plaque on my desk, its brass surface gleaming with fresh polish. The scent of Clara's jasmine tea preceded Theodore Black's entrance, his Italian loafers clicking against hardwood like a ticking clock. He dropped a leather portfolio heavy enough to dent my desk. Miss Chen, let's dispense with pleasantries. His cufflinks caught sunlight as he flipped open files. Your brother's offering full financial restitution. All stolen client revenues plus 30%. I pushed aside the document showing Marcus's offshore account balances. Prosecutors have those records already. Your client's money holds less value than printer ink at this point. Black's smile didn't reach his eyes. Consider the family home then. My client's willing to sign over full ownership in exchange for. His manicured finger tapped a highlighted clause. Limited cooperation during testimony. The garden mural outside my window shimmered in afternoon heat. You want me to forget how he tried to auction our childhood home? To erase Mom's legacy for quick cash? Properties require maintenance, taxes. He leaned forward, voice softening. Your mother wouldn't want her children tearing each other apart over real estate. My stapler hit the desk with a crack. Don't psychoanalyze my dead parent. That house becomes a youth tech hub next month. Marcus's signature's already on the donation papers. I tapped the court order from this morning's email. Seized assets make negotiation difficult, don't they? His composure flickered. There's still the matter of family reputation. Dragging this through courts benefits no one. A photo slid across the desk. Marcus and I at 8 and 12, covered in garden mud. The media loves redemption stories. United siblings overcoming. Get out. My throat tightened around the words. Before I add witness tampering to your client's charges, the TV muted behind Black showed live footage of our old oak tree being designated a historical landmark. He left without his briefing book, the family photo abandoned face down on polished wood. Clara materialized with disinfectant wipes and fresh chamomile. The foundation board moved up their meeting, wants to discuss adding vocational programs for ex-convicts. I stared at Marcus's childhood grin in the discarded picture. Include entrepreneurship tracks, fraud prevention seminars. The intercom buzzed again. If that's another reporter, federal courthouse. Clara's eyes widened. They need you to verify evidence locker contents before tomorrow's hearing. The drive downtown passed in a blur of cherry blossom petals and protest signs. Agent Grant met me at the secure entrance with 2 evidence technicians. We found something you should see. Her keycard hummed against a vault door. Inside the climate-controlled room, Mom's antique flash drive glowed under forensic lights beside stacks of counterfeit certification seals. Grant pointed to a monitor displaying recovered files. Your brother wasn't working alone. Hale Defense's compliance officer accepted bribes to overlook discrepancies. The video footage showed Victor Hale's deputy shaking hands with Marcus at a dimly lit steakhouse. Timestamp, 3 weeks before the FBI raid. Does Victor know? Flipping the compliance officer gives us leverage. Grant's badge caught the light as she turned. Hale's willing to testify against Pinnacle in exchange for limited immunity. I traced the fake gold foil on a confiscated certificate. Will it be enough? Her smile held winter sharpness. With your testimony, we're aiming for 15 years minimum. That night, the foundation's architectural plans spread across my dining table like a promise. Clara's red ink circled the proposed computer lab location. Marcus's old office makes perfect sense. Natural lighting, existing infrastructure. My phone vibrated with a prison-approved video call request. Marcus's inmate ID flashed 3 times before I accepted. His orange jumpsuit washed-out complexion. 12 years, Alex. They're saying 12 years with good behavior. The camera shook. You could change that. Tell them I helped you gather evidence. Like you helped me lose 80% of our clients? Moonlight through balcony doors made the foundation blueprints glow. There's a children's coding camp opening at Mom's house. First cohort starts in June. His face crumpled. You turned our home into some charity project? Into hope. I angled the camera to show garden renovation plans, something that lasts. The call disconnected during his screaming rant. I muted subsequent calls, watching construction crews install the Chin Foundation sign through my security cameras. Its solar-powered letters glowed steady against the midnight sky. At dawn, Clara arrived with 2 garment bags. Courtroom chic or boardroom warrior? She revealed a navy suit and heather gray dress. The press will camp outside all day. The gray fabric whispered memories of Mom's favorite sweater. Let them see the truth. Superior Court's marble steps swarmed with reporters. Microphones jabbed like hungry beaks. Any message for your brother? Will you visit him in prison? How does it feel destroying family? Agent Grant's elbow cleared a path through the crowd. Inside, the prosecution team had arranged Mom's flash drive alongside binders of evidence. Marcus's defense table stood empty until marshals escorted him in, shackles clinking with every step. When our eyes met, I saw the boy who'd cried over dead rose bushes, who'd begged me to check for monsters under his bed. The man who replaced him stared back with hollow contempt. The judge's gavel cracked like splitting wood. United States versus Marcus song, the defendant will rise. The prosecutor's opening statement painted our childhood in broad strokes, shared lemonade stands morphing into competing tech ventures. When my turn came, the courtroom screens lit up with Mom's handwritten business plan scanned beside Marcus's forged documents. Your Honor, these financial records show, my voice caught as a highlighted entry glowed, the exact amount Mom had left for Marcus's college fund, now funding Pinnacle shell companies. Defense objections flew like shrapnel. Irrelevant, speculation. Black's polished shoes squeaked as he circled. Isn't true you've resented your brother since your mother's will was read? Clara's hand tightened around her pen in the gallery. I kept my eyes on the judge. My only resentment is seeing her teachings betrayed. The evidence technician nearly dropped the flash drive when I identified it. This contains my brother's meeting schedules with compromised officials. Video playback showed Marcus adjusting a hotel thermostat before handing over falsified reports. The timestamp matched heavy rains outside our childhood home's security cameras that night. Marcus's testimony started with sneers. My sister's always been dramatic, but when shown photos of Mom's study with her ethics manuals replaced by counterfeit certification equipment, his throat worked silently. The smoking gun came via live feed from Victor Hale's yacht. Mr. Song promised my compliance officer stock options. He drawled, martini sloshing. Frankly, the forgeries were almost convincing. When the jury filed out, Clara pressed a cold orange juice into my hand. The foundation's first scholarship recipient called. She wants to study forensic accounting. Deliberations lasted precisely the time needed to review key evidence. Guilty on all counts, the foreperson announced, avoiding Marcus's stare. Sentencing brought winter's first freeze. The judge adjusted her glasses, citing Mom's civic awards list. Your mother built bridges. You planted landmines. Her gavel fell like an axe. 14 years, minimum security. At the foundation's grand opening, workers uncovered Mom's time capsule under the oak. Inside lay our childhood piggy banks and a faded note for Alex and Marcus's first ethical business venture. I added the flash drive before resealing it. Marcus's first letter arrived on company letterhead from prison's print shop. They're letting me teach business courses? The irony isn't lost on me. His PS mentioned replanting roses in the rec yard. Tonight, as cherry blossoms dust the rebuilt office's terrace, Clara laughs at a coding camp student's chatbot project. It detects fake news articles. We're calling it Truth Blossom. The last box from Mom's attic yields her old gardening gloves. I slipped them on while reviewing prison program partnership requests, soil still clinging to the fingertips that once guided ours. Some roots, it seems, grow deeper than betrayal.